Welcome to McFly Angler. I've never been a guide, but I still enjoy teaching people how to catch more fish. So join me in this video where I show you how I tie this fly. For a hook, I'm using these Risen 100BL, which are really high quality barbless dry fly hooks. These hooks have a medium length shank, and a longer shank will give you a longer body on this fly, but I like the look of this fly with this hook personally. For thread, you want a flat thread like this Vivus 140, so you don't cut the foam. Now I showed black here because I was going to tie this in black, but decided to go with the brown and yellow pattern. This fly can be tied in many different color combos though. Start your thread a short ways down the hook shank. Then pull out some dry fly dubbing. I like this bullfrog dubbing because it has longer fibers and I can dub it more generously than other dry fly dubbings. Make a thick dubbing noodle and then dub it on to create a thicker area in order to place the foam onto. Then hit that with super glue to help keep the foam from spinning. You will want a body color and a hotspot color for foam. For the body, you want to measure out roughly a hook gap width and cut an even strip off. Also cut a taper into the foam like so. Tie the foam down until it reaches back to about the bend of the hook. Then tie down the larger bumps like so. Take some more dubbing and dub over the section covering up the thread wraps and foam. I like to add a dot of super glue here before folding the foam over and tying down about 2 to 3 hook eye lengths from the eye of the hook. Then tie up to right behind the hook eye and smooth that section out. Now we need some rubber legs, and these round rubber legs work really well. But I also like using the silly leg style as well for this fly. Cut 2 off and tie in the side of the fly at a downward angle like so. And then tie 2 more legs in on the other side as well. Originally this pattern calls for elk hair, like this swatch of bleached elk hair. However, I like using deer hair for this. This is a section of primo deer hair that I like because of the mottled tips. Select a large section of this, about the thickness of a pencil, and trim off at the base. Use a comb to remove all the underfur and short fibers. Then stack this hair to align the tips like so. Now measure this out so it extends out past the bend of the hook, about the length of the foam body. Then cut the tips off square and tie them down like so. Once tied in tightly, if you pull the tips together and make some looser wraps behind the tight wraps, it will condense that section down so it won't be quite as flared out. Then add a bit more dubbing to that section. Pull the foam rearward and make loose wraps to hold it back, forming a small head on the front of the fly. Then make another wrap and tighten it down this time. Then make one more really tight wrap and adjust the head so it sits level. At this point I like to adjust the legs so they're all sitting the way I want them. Now cut a triangle at the end of a thin piece of bright foam and tie that in on top of the fly like so. Then pull all the legs rearward and make a few wraps in front of the head, right behind the eye of the hook. Then whip finish your fly at the hook shank. To be fancy, I like cutting this yellow section off at an angle one direction, then an angle the other direction to make a triangle. I also cut off the brown foam in the same way as well. Now you can trim the legs. I like making the front leg shorter than the rear. You can't add too much super glue here. I like coating all the thread wraps with it in order to make this fly much more durable. Well, there we go, a very buoyant mini hopper pattern called the Llano bug. Down in South Texas, it's a staple in most fishermen's boxes, especially through the summer. It can mimic crickets, grasshoppers, and even spiders. Basically, an all-around terrestrial pattern that bass and panfish love to eat. I think part of the reason for its success is how it sits on the water. You can see that the body hangs down and makes it very visible to the fish underwater. Anyway, thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video. As you saw, I used a few materials from Risen fly rods today, and they were kind enough to get all of you a discount. Go to www.risenfly.com to check out their high quality materials and their fishing gear as well. Make sure to type in McFly at checkout to get your discount on anything you buy in their store. Also, please go check out some of my merchandise. I sell shirts, hats, and other fun stuff too with my logo on it. Your purchase helps support this channel and helps keep me doing what I'm doing. So if you like this video and are in the market for a new hat or shirt, please pick up one of mine. I will see you on the next video. Now you go catch some fish.